Alrighty then, stream is starting. I'm doing a slight audio check, just to be sure that it's all working. Streaming page seems to be a little bit confused. It's basically saying I'm hosting someone but showing my stream. So let's see if that's just... Okay, seems to be better now. Alrighty then, I should probably... I think I wanted to see if there's a Horizon Zero. Don't know if I can change the game. No, okay.
Crazy
awesome. Realized I should probably change the game title slightly. Oh, and actually, going live message is... Apologies to anyone who was actually subscribed to this channel and got still got the Agents of Mayhem message. I totally forgot that that message existed. Alrighty then. So now that we're here, we can probably start the stream proper. So, what's the plan today? Well, yesterday we finished the game, and what an ending it was. And today we'll continue the game. What? Well, there is this expansion or DLC that came out called The Frozen Wilds, which is basically intended to just add an extra area to the game, and it's a level 30 area, so that means as soon as you hit level 30 you can actually play that. And if you look at the skill tree, you can actually see that it adds a bunch of new skills. So 8 new skills to unlock are added to the game. I happen to have a skill point, so why not get started, because mounted pickup, gather resources and search downed enemies while mounted. Actually sounds like something I was trying to do all the time during the game. I actually think, like, I mean, mount repair, machine repair, mount repair plus sounds kind of interesting. And this dismount strike also sounds interesting. But in the long term, except for this pickup skill, I'll probably get this skill tree half filled up first, because having more resource inventory slots sounds really good, because they've been full a lot. Okay, so hello everyone, by the way, my name is Uli, and I'll be streaming Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds for you today. So how do you start this? So I've played a little bit into it yesterday, and if you see, like, in the quests, as I finished the game, it told me that it had reset me to before the final battle. Basically. Because of course stuff happens in the final battle that changes things. Hello Bones! How's it going? Yes, more Horizon Zero Dawn. I sprung the amazing amount of €9.99 on the DLC. It was a good idea that I decided to stop the stream early yesterday, because the download took a little. The server wasn't the fastest. Anyway, so if you look here, you'll see that I have a bunch of leftover missions, but none of them are actually related to the Frozen Wilds. So how do we start the Frozen Wilds? Wow, glad you asked. Because if you look here around, there's a new area up here all of a sudden. And what you see here is an exclamation mark. That tells us, okay, this is where we're apparently expected to find the Frozen Wilds. And it's near the Grave Horde. So let's just fast travel there and see what that's all about. We watched the last bit of the stream earlier this morning. Oh, good. Oh no, so you've been spoiled to the ending and we're now going to play something before the ending. No, it's fine. I won't play the ending a second time, at least like not on this playthrough. This has unlocked New Game Plus. So that might be yeah, New Game Plus might be something I'll do at some time in the future, because I really enjoyed this game and maybe I have the nerve to play the game a second time. But really, there's so many other games that I will, after this has ended, probably decide to play another game next. I was thinking about doing Assassin's Creed Origins, which is a game I've started. I'm still thinking about that one because I'm actually seeing some other people have just started a playthrough. And so I'm not sure whether, you know, like I want to be streaming that at the same time. Oh no. Right.
Be fascinating.
Whoops. The spot where I spawned, of course, is the spot with these guys. Whoops. Okay, one of them gone. So I have a slight advantage here because I'm actually just... I had already forgotten. I hope I can shoot through the tree. No. Okay.
That's my chance.
Okay, gotcha. And I think, was there a third one? But 3 whatever was over there. Oh, okay, there's a bunch of bandits over there. So let's try to quickly collect bits and pieces. Where did the other one go? Down over there. And then quickly move on before they notice me. Alright. So let's head up there, which is where the Grave Horde was in the first place. Yeah, they let me keep... Well, I did have, like, before the final mission, I got my... I already had my equipment, so... for this expansion, it's not surprising that it let me keep that. That said, I'm wondering, let's say it this way, I'm wondering whether my equipment will be of much use in the expansion, because, you know, it's an expansion. But yeah, for New Game Plus, I would keep my equipment. So down here is where you go down to the Grave Horde. But if you walk past this tank, I'm kind of course I can't anymore because I've bought the expansion now, but I'm kind of curious whether this spot up there is new, or whether it just continued on.
These look like
to this wall.
Is this the way to their territory?
Banuk markings. Is this the way to their territory? Good question, Aloy. Oh, by the way, I slightly changed my setup and it's much nicer now. I did something very simple. So, PlayStation 4... Let's do a quick save here. PlayStation 4 doesn't really have a... oh, by the way, this will be a lot of climbing in the next hour or so. Just you be warned. Pretty paintings. So, if you look at if you look at a PlayStation, you'll notice that it doesn't really have an analog audio output. At least the new whatever version that you buy today. I think there might have been an older one that actually had one.
You don't look like you know this path,
Before you
Hunter.
even breathe out.
Yeah. So the next hour will be an uphill struggle. Yes! Bones! Badum-tsh. Oh, wait. Oh, you probably won't be able to hear that. I actually have a rimshot command, but the problem is, since I'm recording the audio from the console, this was pretty much quiet for you, is my guess. I should probably figure out a way to fix this. Anyway, talking about audio. So the PlayStation doesn't have an audio output. Oh, let's go into this conversation first and then get back to the audio changes that I made. Because there will be enough climbing.
Seems you're a long way from anything. Where does this trail lead?
For me, it leads south. Away from the Banuk. Past the Grave Horde. Banukai, watch over me. This is the quickest way out of the cut, instead of going all the way through Oseram territory. And take it from me, you want a quick way out of the cut.
I haven't even arrived yet. Why would I want to leave?
Strange machine attacks? A curse on the mountain? It's enough to make me look forward to Meridian.
You're going to Meridian.
Yes. I was named an envoy to the Karja King's court. No one else wanted to do it. It's not so bad. I just recount the songs from Ban Or, and the Karja draw their funny little glyphs. I tell them of the machine's growing anger, and the Karja King still offers aid even though he knows the Banuk will not accept it.
What kind of strange machines? And what kind of curse?
Machines tougher and crazier than anything in the south, I heard. And smoke comes off the mountain like a funeral pyre all day and night. But like I said, I just pass through now.
Yeah, you couldn't hear it. You can imagine it though. That's good. Okay. Yeah. It's sad. I set up all these nice commands and they will only work the next time I play a PC game, really. Because, yeah, I don't really have the mixer set up right now. You can imagine it though. Things... Sorry, let me try this. She'll be cursing round the mountain when she comes. She'll be cursing round the mountain when she comes. She'll be cursing round the mountain. She'll be cursing round the mountain. She'll be cursing round the mountain when she comes. I hope that was appropriate rendition of you singing.
What sort of place is the cut?
It's on the edge of everywhere. The edge of Ban-Or, the edge of the mountains, the edge of other tribes' territories. It suffered in the war with the Karja. But it suffered before that too. Life there is a test to survive out on the edge.
Not exactly homey. I can see why you'd want to move on.
Home is what you carry in a roll on your back.
Well, thanks for the warning. I'm curious about these machines, though.
And the warning rolled off you. I understand. You adventurers are all alike. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, Yariki. So now we have a quest. Let's see if we can't make that our current quest, so we are not quite as confused. And let's get climbing. There's still the metal devil here, winding his arms across the world.
What are you doing, Aloy? This path leads to the cut. The Banuk have nothing to offer besides useless mysticism. The Eclipse won't stand idle while you waste time playing in the snow. Return to your task.
Surprised you're still checking up on me. I thought you had moved on.
Well, forgive me for still being concerned with the fate of the world.
I was thinking, Banuk shamans thread blue cables through their skin, right? Kind of like someone else we know, huh? So maybe the real reason you want me to stay clear of the Banuk is to stay clear of your past.
It's not the past that concerns me, Aloy. It's the future. Or possible lack thereof. Which is why you should stop prattling and get back to what matters. But as usual, you'll do as you wish.
Touchy.
I like this conversation between them. You know, for one thing, it kind of makes sense to say, like, she's going far away from everything. Why would she, you know, go there just to investigate something? So, you know, it's the question you ask with any expansion. And on the other hand, oops, there's a light over at the Frankenstein place. Oh, I guess he's coming for me.
This one's a new predator. I can see the heat coming off it.
That looks interesting. Looks slightly corrupted. Oh, I should probably craft some arrows after those birds. And only 4 of those arrows. Was a bit remiss in my crafting duties, I think. So let's see if we can scan this one. Demonic Scorcher. So what does it have? Come on, let me scan you. Power generator, weakness, tear. Body, weakness, ice. Okay, so shock arrow, freeze arrow. Oh, wow. Okay. So that does the same trick other guys do, but with fire. That's not good. Ah, help, help, help. Ooh. Ah, crap. You won't believe it, but I actually did way better with this fight the first time round. Finally. Okay, so that's Mr. Scorcher. Kitty. Oh no, I killed a kitty. Fire kitty. Okay, so let's see if we can't do something about our health. Luckily we have the shield thing, but okay. So we can go down there, or can we go up here? Yeah, we can go up here. Oh, and there's even loot here. Oh, we forgot to take the other loot, I think. Never leave behind loot. Robo-hugs for all, yes. We'll just stay where we are, then go... We'll just stay where we are, then go back to the car. We don't want to be any worry. Exactly. There's a light over at the Frankenstein place. There's a light... Oh, resist fire potion. Yeah, that would have been helpful, come to think of it. There's a light burning in the fireplace. There's a light, a light.
Got too much already.
Too much is a matter of perspective. In the darkness of everybody's soul. So, ooh, wow. I went the other way around than last time. So I thought, but I had seen this spot. So I'm kind of thinking... Oh, is that all? No, okay. Okay, it noticed. That is moving me. My waypoint up here. Good. This was nice. So I actually added an extra bit of climbing. So you got caught with a flat. Well, how about that? I see you shiver with anticipation.
Cold. Very cold. I get it.
Outlander on the mountain!
Okay, that's a welcome, I guess.
Patient. Well, babies, don't you worry. I think is how it continues after that. The anticipation comes later, but, you know, it has to be somewhere.
Ha! You sure you'll be warm enough up here, Nora?
I've worked up a sweat from the climb.
don't think I can go up there and say hi. Pity.
You made it to the cut, Outlander.
Not that you'll stay long.
I guess you could say we made the cut.
Smoke rising from the mountain. And the village, too. What's it for?
If this was Mass Effect Andromeda, it would have shown me a prompt now. Hold down Alt to see. Yes, thank you, Bones. That was a rim shot that I heard. But nobody else heard it. Everyone is mobbing me. Okay, where is the smoke from the city, though, that she mentioned? Oh, over there. That seems interesting. Okay. But yeah, the mountain seems to be kind of not a non-smoking mountain that will lower the resale value significantly. Song's Edge.
In times like
Oh.
these, you must not
You have gifts for me. Let me.
ceremony.
Yeah. Oh, just a few metal shards. Well, at least it won't use up more inventory space.
Rhea's been gone a long time, but she will return. I must believe she will return.
Ooh-ree-ooh-ree-ooh-ree-yeah. No, wait. So maybe that Irish song was about Uria, whoever that is. This game is so pretty. I'm sorry, I might be slightly... Oh, they even have northern lights up there. And they have smoke, and they have a sunset, sunrise. I don't have a watch that runs in Aloy time to be able to tell which one it is right now. Or maybe it's just dark because, yeah, you know.
Tasty.
You don't mind if I borrow that, right? Maybe it's just dark because of all the smoke in the air. Although those clouds seem to be coming from over there, so maybe not. Lots of people here. Who's that? Nice settlement.
Should have brought a cart.
Nice supplies. Okay, let's continue down. And see where this may lead. So yeah, this
Something big going on. Most of the village is moving towards that smoke.
yeah, this expansion kind of feels different, which, you know, on one hand is probably you know, it's good that it doesn't you know, to add some variation to a game. So, I don't mind that. And I mean, it's set in snow, which we didn't have that much snow in the base game. So,
We haven't lost this many hunters.
it's interesting, just like how it feels the same and still different.
The young hunters.
Get ready for a rare sight, Nora. Bergrand, purveyor of necessities. Most of the time, the Banuk burn their dead, but not today.
Because the bodies couldn't be recovered.
Aye, a nasty business. All their best warriors lost. So they're getting a different kind of send-off.
Grasp your grief, my hunters, and kill it! For our kin sees the fate all Banuk long for. Falling with their spears striking steel. Their struggle is over now. You have witnessed their spirits rise up into the blue sky, and beyond to the blue light. But our struggle is only beginning. Soon, we will again take up the hunt against the daemon that frenzies the machines against us. And so I ask you, can you summon the courage of our fallen kin? Will you fight and die as well as they did?
My courage! My spear!
Our blood is in your teeth, Aratak!
We are Banuk. Our enemies. Our prey.
The daemon. That frenzies the machines.
Machines that wiped out their best. And what do they want to do? Go back up there. Fools. A little advice, for free.
Aloy.
Aloy. I've been up here for 2 long winters, and I still can't make sense of the Banuk. Take this ruckus. It started with one of their shamans, Orea, spouting on about spirits and daemons up on Thunder's drum. So they march their Warwick up there, and half of them get slaughtered by machines. When Orea vanished, I thought the crazy might have gone with her, but no. Here's Big Aratak, gearing them up to do it all over again.
I thought I'd stay a little quiet during this scene, because it deserves it, I think. Okay.
Is Aratak a renowned warrior around here?
He's a Warwick chieftain. His voice carries a lot of respect. Not that you hear much of it. Man talks about as much as a dead fish. But when he and Orea came to town with their Warwick, it drew more Banuk to this little burg than I'd ever seen. Know what else I saw, Aloy? My own little trade route, stretching all the way back to the claim. Then, he goes and leads them off to their death at the claws of angry machines. So much for my best customers.
He has his priorities, right? But Bones, yeah, seems somewhat more Nordic Laplandish. Yeah, that, it has a bit of that feel, yeah. I like what they did for like, each of the tribes here. Like the Karja, you know, with their, like, fancy and kind of almost what would you say, foppish costumes, like they go for colorful and not much armor, and then on the other end the Ossaram, who have like armor out the ears, and the Nora are, well, since the player plays them, of course you go with, if you look at the Nora, they kind of have, you know, scavenged armor and leather, but you know, not, you know, it's kind of a good balance in between somewhere. And then you have, you know, what was left? Oh, what they called, Kitasht or something like that. I don't remember. Like we met. There was one side mission that actually had one of those. Like they're rumored to be cannibals. We don't see that much of them here in this game. But I think they actually just have like a. She said something about, you know, like drinking blood or something, and I'm kind of wondering if that was a play on their fashion disaster. Who is a fashion disaster? The Karja? The Ossaram? Anyway, and the Banuk have the reputation of being like, if you put a Banuk costume on Aloy and walk through the Karja city, you will occasionally hear NPCs mention something like, I mean, I know that the Banuk have no taste, but why would the Nora wear their clothing, or things like that, you know? So, they totally criticize our fashion style. Anyway, yeah, I like what they do for the different tribes here, and how they, you know, like have, you know, a different look even. That's really nice. Like it draws like it. There's a through line through most settlements, kind of. Like in the base game, everything looks fairly similar, which, you know, makes sense, as like most have the same kinds of scenery, and, you know, like the same kinds of weather, that general thing. Okay, let's continue this conversation.
What are these Wericks about, Bergrand? Some sort of tribe within the tribe?
Eh, not like our clans back home. You don't get born into these things. They hold tryouts. Prove your best at something and you might get a place. Some Wericks come and go. Some last as long as Melon. The whole Banuk territory, Banur, is just a bunch of the biggest, oldest Wericks.
I'm not sure if I'm less confused or more confused.
Well, here's the sure thing. Each Werick has a chieftain and a shaman. They make the decisions. All well and good, except the chieftains are hard-headed, and the shamans have their heads in the clouds.
So, now that I've heard this explanation a second time, I think a Werak is kind of, no, I'm blanking on the English word. You know, like the Carpenters Association, for example. You know that, like, I'm looking for the general term, not just for carpenters, but, you know, like there was the Carpenters Association and the Millers Association and the Guild, I guess. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Bones Guild. Yeah, so, it sounds like it's kind of like that, maybe with a, you know, bent towards certain professions, because, I mean, there seem to be lots of warriors here, and it seems like it's you know, like guilds were sometimes per city, but like in the Middle Ages, I don't think you had two guilds for the same thing in the same city. I think usually it was like, you know, just one, and here it seems like, you know, it's more an ad hoc association of of people of likewise interest. So, but I think like it seems pretty close to guilds, and I like that they have the whole. One of the bosses is a warrior who is like way too down to earth, and the other one is a shaman who, you know, is way head up in the clouds, as he said. Because, you know, that means one of the persons aspires to things and drives the people, but the other person keeps them in check. And, you know, the reverse, when the realist gets too depressed, you get inspiration from the shaman. So it feels like quite a realistic setup.
What is it about the Banuk you can't make sense of?
Well, everything's a test to them. A hardship to endure. A challenge to survive.
Seems like they don't have much of a choice in a place like this.
Yeah. A land cold enough to crack teeth, filled with wild animals. You think they'd accept a little reasonably priced aid? Oh, believe me, I've tried to convince them. But a Banuk with nothing left to prove might just lie down and die.
And Aurea is the one who spoke about this daemon?
That's right. Told Aratak and the others that it lives up on Thunder's drum. And they believed him.
But you don't.
Look, I don't know what Aurea found up there. A shaman's not going to talk to an outlander. The machines in the cut are getting more vicious, that's a fact. It could be because of the daemon, or it could be because they all got indigestion, for all I know. But Aurea's not around to explain. She took off, and no one knows why.
You said you've lived out here for 2 winters?
Aye. Back home, some fur traders told me about this steel-forsaken heap of tents. Good location. Ripe for change. We were barely scraping by until this place started filling up for Aurea. A great prophet is coming, they said. I heard prophet. Honest mistake. Not that the Banuk are stingy, they just prefer to keep trade among themselves. We could get through to enough of them. We could really put this place on the map. Or at least on a map.
We?
Me and my daughter. My assistant, Varja. My assistant and my daughter. We seem to get along better as business partners. Her mother wanted me to show her a trade. She started tinkering with weapons. Say, when you need a break from this Banuk carry-on, stop in and see her. You're both, how do I put it,
Women?
No, independent. Look for her at Long Notch, the easternmost Banuk camp.
It's like the whole Canadian thing, you know, where it goes like, oh, you're a Canadian, you must be able to talk to these other people.
Have you ever heard of a man named Silence? Tall, deadly serious, cables in his skin? Like a shaman?
I've heard that name once or twice, but always whispered. Like some boogeyman the Banuk want to forget. I'm not sure what went down, but I got the impression he messed with the Conclave. Or they messed with him.
Conclave?
All the most important shamans gather in Banur from time to time to keep up with the latest mumbo-jumbo. No idea how they all fit into one tent without those crazy headdresses getting locked up on each other. Aurea's been to that shindig, but when I asked her what it's like, she just gave me a dirty look. So if you want to know more, you'll have to find her and make her like you, I guess. Good luck.
I want to know more about this daemon.
It's crazy talk, Aloy.
Or there's something to it. Something connected to how the machines behave.
Then you need to find Aurea. She was last seen headed for the mountains they call the Ice Rafts. I've heard only the shamans know the trail beyond those frozen peaks. But I do know where you could find her apprentice, Naltuk. He went north of the river, chasing rumors.
Rumors?
Not the good kind. Sudden attacks in the snow. Strange new structures. Some say a new machine, like no one's seen before.
Well, now I'm definitely interested. Thanks for the talk, Bergrand.
Don't mention it.
I wonder if
All
Aratak could tell me
over
more
travel
about
to the
Araya
frost
or
figures to
Thunderstrom.
study the frozen tall neck.
Might be worth a shot.
I like how the writing in this game is so real. So if you look at you know, like what she said regarding the Werax, she made like an offhand,
Until I saw the one at the frost.
you know, slightly snarky comment saying something like, well, I don't know if I'm more confused or less now. And it was like both of them kind of said, well, it's not like our clans. So like they assume that clans are the normal and the best thing. And, you know, even though, you know, Aloy is our hero and she's very progressive, she still has this slight bit of, this is strange, this is new, I don't like it. Or, you know, like something like that. Which is, you know, you could probably say, well, it's an inconsistency in her character if she suddenly gets, you know, becomes less tolerant than she seemed so far. But, you know, that's like how people work. Like, there's in some aspects they're for example tolerant, and then there's just another spot where they, you know, without even giving it much thought, revert to you know, like almost a human nature of being suspicious of change and of things that are, you know, perceived as needlessly different. So I like that the writing here kind of does it for such an inconsequential thing, which feels real. So I guess let's talk to this guy next. Our attack.
I do not want to hear this talk from you again. Doubt is heavier than a week's snow.
Forgive me, my chieftain. We will be ready for the next attempt.
But this will not be an attempt. It must be done. Do you understand?
My chieftain.
Good. Outlander, I suppose you wish to speak?
That's a invitation.
This Damon you talked about.
If you are hardy enough, you can venture out and see the signs yourself. It has changed the machines, made them fiercer, stronger.
But what is it?
A matter for the shamans to debate.
You're set on going back to the mountain?
I have put my word to it.
Even with the risks being so great?
The risk of what? Death? It would be a worse fate to bow our heads to the challenge and say too much.
Did your Warwick come from this place?
No, we rallied most of our hunters from across Banur to face the threat of the demon. But I was born here and stayed to fight the Karja when others retreated into the mountains. A few of my old warriors remained with me, those who survived.
There are other Waraks in Song's Edge too?
Yes, the village has its own life for all Banuk who need trade or shelter. After the war ended, it sprang up from what was once a campsite, quick as the bloom between frosts. Perhaps it will last, until the Karja seek war again.
That was a nice metaphor. Quick as the bloom between frosts. So it's totally something that only someone grown up here would say, you know, like they're used to it being snow all year round and very short bits of times where you can, you know, plant stuff and things. And here, you know, and that's kind of a metaphor for something that's fast and fleeting, is like quick as the summer, you know. And for someone like me who's sitting in Europe and, well, right now, like the last week, it's been bearable again, but like the weeks before, it was 35 degrees centigrade. That's, what is it, 90? Well, anyway, it's unbearably hot at least, and unusual for, like, we usually, where I live, we have, you know, maybe a week in the year or two where it goes that high. But like over the entire summer, and usually, like it goes to like, I don't know, 29 or 30 maybe is a warm summer. So it's interesting to see these different perspectives on, like, you have months and months of summer and someone else says, oh, it's as fleeting as a summer.
Aurea knows about this Damon. Where would I talk to her?
She does a shaman's work. That is not for the eyes and ears of others. Certainly not an Outlander's.
Well, I guess that's it then.
Good. I prefer deeds to words.
Right.
The machine spirits may be restless now.
Okay, so we talk to him.
May our fortunes be brighter than they seem.
Let's see what else. They're training here.
These ones with their...
So our next mission objective is to find the assistant as what's his name, Bergrend. I'll just call him Burgundy from now on. I think I won't be able to remember the name Bergrend. Well, as he suggested to us. There's someone who has an exclamation mark. Let's see.
And there's some
Deep din, silenced by rising waters.
the snow in the cut.
Look to the frozen tall neck and remember, the struggle for survival.
She doesn't look too happy.
Cold.
You seem sad, stranger. I heard you mention a flood.
Yes. A sudden deluge, without rain or melt to explain it. I'm Aloy, the drummer of Deep Din. Or at least I was, until it disappeared under the waters.
Deep Din. What's that?
A hollow, carved out by the old ones. A chamber, a basin, and a musical instrument all at once. My life, my calling. I'd explain it by playing for you if I could. But its pipes are deep under the water now.
So Deep Din is a place, and a musical instrument?
Yes. Pipes that carry a perfect tone beneath a sonorous basin. A wondrous edifice the old ones used to carry music far and wide. During the war, my father played the pipes to rally the Banuk against the Karja. I'm the drummer now. But our battles are few and far between. Mostly I play for the joy of it. Or to remember my family. Of course, if the waters don't recede, what's the point of joy? Or remembering?
So the waters came fast.
One day it was dry. The next, the nearby river had risen and the entire basin was flooded. I don't understand it. There was no rain, not even any clouds, and yet the river rose higher than I'd ever seen it. And there it remains.
A flood without rain. That is strange. Where is this place? I'll have a look if I'm in the area.
Just northwest of here. Look all you like, but I don't see what good it'll do. The floodwaters aren't going anywhere. How does one ask a river to relent?
You mean very likable about Aloy, about her?
Blood saw to that.
Yeah, she kind of seems, like at once sad and happy. Like she's, like if you look at her, she's sad, and the things she says are about sad things. On the other hand, like when she talks to you, oops, she smiles and she's, you can see like she's remembering a better time. I like that about her. It kind of seems, like sometimes the saddest. That's probably not from me, but I'm paraphrasing something I've, like heard 100 times, so I can't really attribute it. But the saddest people are often the ones who smile the most. And she seems kind of to have that kind of a deep sadness where...
The flood came.
Tell them no.
You'll find no glory here, Outlander. Only cold and death.
So, by the way, we're getting new traders, and as you see, they take Blue Gleam, a new currency. There's actually here the Banuk Champion Bow. Looks, yeah, it says a specialized war bow, so it looks like our war bow, but you can charge it up for more powerful shots. So like they've added some nice mechanics in here. And also we get new outfits. Master outfits apparently. So far we had Heavy, I think, was the highest rank. And the Nora Silent Hunter gets a master version. I'm kind of I'm really hoping I can get the stuff together to 18 Blue Gleam is what I need to collect. And let's grab our free sample box. Oh, we have a bunch of treasure boxes. Oops. I always do the wrong button because in the other view
Deep in.
it's the other button. Inventory, treasure boxes. Okay, we don't really need a rock. We can sell the fast travel pack back immediately. Freeze weapon coil. Another fast travel pack. Okay, and the rest won't fit in our inventory. So, let's see if we can trade with this merchant. Resources, fast travel pack, mark to sell. Okay. And we're full on... No, we need to craft the freeze arrow again and maybe pick a safer one. Okay, and now there seems to be another exclamation mark somewhere. Let's see, that is later down the road. Okay. So I guess we want to go into the clouds now. Maybe mark this quest just so we also don't walk past it.
What do you think Sakuli's painting will look like when she's finished it?
These lands are harsh. You need to stay vigilant, or you'll end up frozen.
Yeah, I think it's that short,
We meet again.
you know, kind of sad smile that Lalai has that kind of makes you go.
Okay, I
And
want to learn more about how this daemon affects the machines. I've got to find Maria. And to do that, I need to talk to her apprentice, who followed the river north.
that's one thing about this expansion that I kind of dislike might be too strong a word, but you know that I think isn't an improvement. Is that in a lot of directions, like the base game kind of to, you know, to correctly. Originally, she would, if she had the impression you got stuck,
I can't feel my...
would remind you
I can't feel much of anything in
that
this.
you had to do certain tasks or something, which sometimes turned out to be spoilers. Basically, you know, like before I had an opportunity to think, okay, what I'm gonna do next, she would occasionally, like while I was still, you know, like collecting loot or something, go, oh, I really should go on and do this now, and you know, toggle that switch or whatever, and you go like, yeah, I wanted to find that out by myself. But here it seems, you know, like they heard like, you know, like someone read the support queue and realized that there were questions from some people. Oh, I didn't know what to do at this spot, and so thought, okay, we'll put more messages in at each spot. And you know, this is not the tutorial anymore. So I think you can trust the players to have a bit of a feeling for everything.
Wait a moment.
And Archit363, thank you for the follow, or Arkit, or I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. Feel free to speak up with a correction if you want in chat. Or if you just want to lurk, that's fine too.
That weapon of yours, Outlander, that spear. I can see the blue light upon it.
This? It was made by an acquaintance of mine.
Ah, a shaman.
No. More of a tinker?
A tinker does not understand the spark in the metal, the song in the metal like this. But it could be improved upon, modified with the help of the old ones. Far north of here there is a cave, a shaft in the snow. Within it is a nest of metal birds. Find a bird that hasn't been stripped by shamans past. Look for a rail inside it, the length of your spear. That's all I can tell you.
Get a rail from some metal birds in a cave. Sounds perfectly normal.
Aloy seems to be a bit of a dick in this game. Like, she seems to not have much patience for like the Banuk's doings and their beliefs. It seems a little weird. Just a blue light special. I don't quite follow you, Bones.
This morning's week.
I'm glad that games don't have smells, because this looks like their
Banur goes with a
coloring
perhaps one day.
fabric here. There's a fancier word in English for that, but I'm drawing a blank again. And from what I've heard about the Middle Ages, the people who did coloring of oh, the blue light on our spirits. We got it from a blue light special. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I've heard that the coloring in
little longer, and the colors will really sing.
in the Middle Ages was a very smelly business because of the things they used. You know, like they used, I don't know, like I think like sulfur for yellow, and you know, I think some of it included, you know, like solvents and stuff. And back then, the materials they had for that were, among other things, urine.
Roaming far from the camp.
So dyeing, yeah, that's it, with a Y.
Wait, but I bet we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep watching.
Dyeing fabric, and that. Do we have everything? Yeah, it looks like. It looks like the dyers. Whatever the name of the profession was, they were usually people, you know, who were a bit smelly because of this. So I'm glad that games don't do smells, because otherwise they would have had to compose something really vile here.
Outlanders. Large Outlanders.
My bones are tired. I've been working too damned hard.
He tried to kill the Sun King.
Oh. Karja Priest.
What brings you, Karja, so far from your home?
There's good machine hunting in the cut. Danger, too. Some have a taste for both, and they pay people like me well to guide them. We've had a bad run this time, even after I brought this priest along to read the signs.
I did say the sun's light was cast quite red the night of the...
Not your concern, though, Huntress. May your arrows find their mark.
interesting.
I work all day.
I think we weren't supposed to talk to him. That sounds like a standard reply that you would get in the game. Or, well, maybe, I guess he's a servant, I guess it works. If he's a servant preparing the rich people's...
You wouldn't be so eager to speak with me if you knew me.
Those? Oh no, I guess those could be Karja headdresses.
Got no stomach for killing other Karja.
The sun shines on those who mind their own, so they say.
I don't think I can help.
Is there anything I can do here? Hello?
Can't wait for later. Gonna grab a drink with my friends and see what happens.
I guess not. I guess that's just a bit of story they set up here.
I didn't sleep too well last night, so it's good to just take a breather.
Well, at least we have a campfire. I wonder what, like... Why do they put that in here? Like was it decided... Imagine if they did a smell-o-vision of the Witcher games. Yeah, no. It's funny, but if you run through a river with Aloy, one of the phrases she can say to react to that is, "I probably needed the wash." And I mean, you know, like, actually in most games smell-o-vision would probably be bad, because consider how long and sustained we usually make our characters run. You know, because we're impatient people, we don't just walk.
Went north of the river. Hopefully not too far.
So usually you should be like walking like this to be able to, you know, like run for hours on end. But you know, we don't have the patience in the game for that, so we're always at least at a light jog. Okay, there's some birds over there. Flag. Is that the spot from the other mission? I guess not. Yeah, anyway, so what, I wonder what they thought about adding this little spot. Like, if it was just, you know, like an empty spot with a campfire, they thought, you know, like, why would there be, you know, why would someone leave their campfires behind? But I mean, we've had that all through the game, so I don't know. But I mean, it seems to just be adding color, you know. Maybe they had a mission in mind and they scrapped it, or maybe they just thought, well, we'll have to tell you it's not abnormal for, you know, Outlanders to be here. Oh, okay. I thought, like, what a weird painting, and then I realized, no, that's just a rock that you can pick up that is kind of sitting inside the bigger rock. You know, by rock I mean these tiny rocks here that you can, where is it? Here, that you can throw to distract an animal. That I barely think of using. Okay, let's go up there and see.
That must be Naltuk, looking out at that tower. It looks like it's sending out a pulse or signal. Naltuk?
Who are you? How did you find me?
Bergrand told me you'd be out here.
He's persistent. I've told that Oseram 1,000 times. I don't need to buy anything.
And I'm not selling. I just need to find Araya.
Well, you won't. She's gone where only shamans can tread. She seeks guidance from the voice in the blue light. That is her task. And the task she gave me is to observe the daemon's work. To stop it spreading, if I can. What can I do about these towers? In only a few weeks, they've sprouted throughout the cut. The daemon's energy pulses from them, rallies the machines, even repairs them.
Aratak said this daemon was frenzying machines.
Look there. Those with the purple markings. They belong to the daemon. They're stronger, more dangerous.
I've seen something like this before. A corruption. But it wasn't from your daemon.
You have? Well, then you know more than I do. These towers, were they part of your corruption?
No. Those are new to me, too.
Like I said, they empower the daemon's machines. They must be stopped.
Will you tell me where Ourea went?
You ask a lot of questions.
Only when I'm not getting the answers I need?
There's but one voice Ourea wants to hear right now. And it isn't yours. I'm sorry.
Alright, you want to stop the spread of the daemon's work? I know how to get started. With my bow and spear.
Outlander, wait. Won't you tell me your name?
Aloy.
Good. If you fall to the daemon's machines, at least I can properly recount your efforts to Ourea.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. But I won't fall. And when I'm done, you're gonna tell me where she is.
I like how how grumpy she gets at it. It's like, thanks for the vote of confidence. Let's see if we can sneak up on anything.
Shield's overloaded. By that pulse from the tower.
Oh. And this is the point that I was alluding to earlier. Where, okay, so my shield turns itself off when those pulses come. So that means I have this really great armor and I'm not allowed to use it here. I guess it makes sense because if you look at, like, the quests, like the places where you find the power cells for this armor, are, you know, like main quest locations. So they make you, like, go through all the main quests to a certain level before you're permitted to, before you're able to get this armor. And so that in turn, let me just switch armor here so that beeping stops. So let's see, what's our strongest armor? Spark Worker, Heavy. Blinding and Sonic effects, I don't think we have. Could go with the Banuk Ice Hunter. And let's go with the Arrow Breaker. So reason I picked that is just like what I'm expecting. So, I mean, the Nora Protector I've equipped stealth and corruption protection on, and really I don't expect corruption to happen here because this is like they're all called demonic, so it's a slightly different kind of corruption. They don't leave that red stuff on the floor. And so this is fire and melee protection. And the armor itself protects you from projectile attacks, so it's kind of an overall damage protection. So I think that kind of makes sense. And the Shadow Stalwart only has melee and a bit of electricity and blinding effects, and you know, like I haven't really encountered anyone that does any blinding. It's like that first animal gave fire, so blasted fire. So I think I'm not gonna really need those. Nora Silent Hunter Heavy. Which other Nora? And Nora Protector Heavy. I might switch to the protector later. But now at least that beeping should stop. And I've totally forgotten what I was about to talk about. Or what I was in the middle of talking about.
I could kill the machines. I might be able to destroy it. Or override it.
Okay, so let's see if we can get... Let's see what machines are here. This one. Any others? Yeah, there's one here.
We need to override the tower. Take control.
So let's see. Oh. Okay, he's standing right in front of the tower. I thought he was behind this little hill. So let's actually do this properly and... Okay, he turns... I think I'll wait until he's past me towards the right the next time before I move on. Just because, like, if I do it now, he'll probably not be standing long enough to not see me. Oh, actually, he's going... Oh, that's going farther over there. Okay, so let's get going.
Okay then, let's see if this thing can work for me.
Oh, I guess it gave an electroshock to all of them. That's interesting. I guess I missed my opportunity. But at least I guess I unhacked them now. Is there... Kill the machines, okay. Come on, come back here. Just shot at what? This guy seems to be slightly confused now. That's interesting. Okay, they're both... I guess they're both a little alarmed because of the electric shock that tower dealt them. Okay, gotcha. Where'd the other one go? Over there, okay. So let's be a sneaky snake. A little sneak location over there. That should let us silent strike with impunity. So this, of course, I wasn't this good the first time. Like I got to this point when I tried it out, you know, just to get a vague idea of whether this expansion was something I wanted to play on the stream. Crap. I was hidden, you weren't supposed to see me. takes so long to hit this one. Okay, now we've got you. Yeah, you can tell like this expansion, like the animals you encounter, even if they're ones you already know, have been, you know, leveled kind of with an eye on you know, you'll be stronger when you're playing this already, so we can give you stronger versions of each of them. Oh, carp. More people. More machines, I mean. Is that... Yeah, okay, we have to kill those as well. Maybe I should set some traps. Okay, follow me please, I have some traps for you. Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. Here, doggy.
That hurt it.
Ooh. Blew up apart. Yep.
So the tower helps nearby machines, but it can be overridden.
So what I, like, since I actually had played this spot before, the one thing that, that you didn't get to see here is that these pulses that go out actually, like, restore health to the, restore health to those machines when it hits them. So it's actually a good idea to fight them after turning off the tower if you can, and not before, because before it's just a lot of work. And the expansion adds a whole bunch of new what they're called, of new animals actually. Not machines, but animals.
We should speak.
I know I often call the machines animals because they're, you know, modeled after animals.
Seems I can take care of the machines and towers. The daemon's next.
You claimed its power for yourself somehow. Perhaps Aurea should meet you after all. What she truly seeks is hope. After what I just saw, you could show her that. She's in retreat beyond those mountains, the ice rasps. You'll have to walk the shaman's path to get there. You'll know you've reached the end when you come to a shrine. A great machine covered in blue gleam. Shamans who complete the path take a piece of it as reward. If you make it that far, you should too. You'll have earned it.
You said something about blue gleam at the end of the shaman's path?
A crystal that builds on the bodies of machines in the oldest ice. We Banuk believe it's the stuff of the blue light, frozen as it escapes their shells. You might be more interested that merchants will trade well for it.
Bergren told me you're Araya's apprentice.
In her absence, I serve the chieftain and his werak as an advisor, a scout, a speaker for the blue light.
A lot of responsibilities.
I don't know if I can live up to Araya's example, but I have to try. I owe her that much. She took a chance on me. An aspiring shaman from the edge of the world. No one else would.
Take a chance on me. Oops. Probably shouldn't hit my headphones on the headrest.
Were you with Araya when they attacked the mountain?
I wish I had been, even with all that happened. I'm no warrior, though, so she bid me wait. When Araya and the chieftain returned, I saw them argue bitterly. I don't know what about exactly. Then she came to me, gave me my task, and left us.
How do I cross this shaman's path?
Go to the ice rasps. Then follow the markers through the ice caves and the waterfalls, and make the climb to the shrine. But be careful. The path is meant to be an ordeal, the final trial of a young shaman's training.
And I'll find Araya at the end of it?
No. She goes further up, somewhere inside the mountain. If you see her, would you tell her... I have faith she will hear the voice again.
All right, I guess I'm off to the ice rasps to find this shaman's path.
Dude can run. What did I say? I'm sorry, come back. Okay, tougher enemies for higher level characters. Yeah, definitely. But I like, you know, like from a game design standpoint, you're always thinking of an excuse to do this. You know, like how do you explain that these same machines built by the same, you know, like cauldrons or things like that in this case, are stronger here than they were when where you started out, you know. Like some, you know, like have you go up against, you know, like chlor slug larvae, and if you later somewhere else, you meet the actual chlor slugs or whatever, and then you go like, okay, yeah, I've met the small ones, now come the bigger enemies, and that's like usually the thing that you do. You first only fight, you know, like lieutenants or something. And then we go and, you know, for the next thing, you know, well, yeah, you get like captains and then, you know, colonels and generals or whatever, you know, like the enemies have a rank and they just make sure that the area where you at first has the lower level guys and fewer of them. And then they start mixing in more higher level guys, and then they start enlarging the groups. And it's kind of, I'm always interested in like what's the excuse they give this time. And I think this is kind of nice because it's something, you know, Aloy would want to investigate. She knows corruption already. She now meets someone who, you know, has finds a place where there is some different kind of corruption, and differences always mean to a scientist they can find out stuff. So I like that. That you know, it's expanding on why she is here. Maybe she's heard about it somewhere. That's kind of where I'm sad. You know, they should have just, you know, like put, I don't know, in Meridian or somewhere should have put an NPC, or maybe they did and I just didn't encounter it because I didn't, you know, have the expansion when I played the base game. But it would be nice if they just put an NPC in some major city that tells me, oh god, I've heard about this weird machine corruption over there, maybe that's something that interests you. And yeah, the you say, oh, that would be annoying. I guess you're referring to the tower and its healing of the enemies. Yeah. It took me a bit to whittle them down. I mean, it's still manageable at this point because this is kind of the tutorial to dealing with the tower, which is a new mechanic. Well, a variation. Like we've had other stuff like the like braziers or whatever they are, you know, where they give signal. You kind of had to, like that early warning system that you encounter at some point in the base game. That's basically the same mechanic, just that there it doesn't strengthen the enemies around it, but you still have to go to it pretty early on and hack it, or prevent the enemies of getting to it from getting to it at least. This snow, by the way, gets really annoying, you know, because it actually limits sight. Like at some point well, I didn't get lost because I have a map and I have, you know, like, way markers. But there was a bunch of, things, a bunch of, just like a snowstorm, basically, that I was in, and I didn't see very far, and I was actually looking for something to happen around me, and it took me quite a while of just standing inside basically white before I spotted it. And yeah, I'm sure he went meep meep. He was just, you know, out of our range of hearing. It's an opportunity to learn new things. Yeah, well, you know, like if you, that's like how most scientists find out how things work, is by examining a broken version of it. Like that's how psychology basically figured out, and medicine figures out how certain areas of the body work, you know, by observing like someone where that area doesn't work, and then, you know, like taking notes and saying, okay, when this goes wrong with you, it's probably this area of the body.
These mountains must be the ice rasps. The shaman's path begins somewhere up above.
Oh, we have a moon. One still looks, I think it looks reasonably the same. Let's save here. Here's another trader. Oh, and you said, yeah, I've leveled up. Good point. Let's see. Oh, it's just one skill point. I don't think... Or is there... Well, I guess we can disassemble stuff and we want the inventory slots, but I don't really want that skill, or maybe I should get mount repair? Not sure. Oh no, mount repair is 2 points, so I can't get it anyway. Well, I guess let's just unlock this so we're on the way to that skill, although I don't really plan to dismantle anything right. Although I guess, yeah, you can take cheap resources and dismantle them on the road. I guess that is an advantage, not having to walk to a trader every time for that. I always kind of feel weird. There's like certain words that I don't quite pronounce right, I guess. So like when I say trader, I always feel like people would hear it as traitor. And you know, I mean, I would say traitor, I would over enunciate that, but although I don't know, like if I had a long sentence going, I would probably say, oh, he's such a traitor, you know. So it kind of like, no, he doesn't trade with goods. This is pretty. Very pretty. Except for that smoke over there. really you're going to tank the resale value of that apartment if you keep smoking in it. I'm telling you now. Don't say I didn't warn you, Damon. Isn't Damon? Oh, so it's a vampire. That's dangerous to have fire where a vampire is, because I think what is it called, Vampire Diaries or whatever, or the originals, one of those. They have a guy named Damon, don't they? Oh, okay, climbing station. So yeah, that reminds me, now is this whole climb thing, so I guess we can get talking to make it a little less boring. Yeah, traitor, that exactly, yeah. And that's a porn issue. Okay, yeah. I guess I say pawn, like, I wouldn't say porn open, so I guess it's okay. I mean, you know, like, if me pronouncing porn could be misunderstood as pawn, then I guess I would have a Brooklyn accent or something, which I don't have, so I guess we're safe. Where is somewhere up there. Ah, there, okay. Was just looking for that campfire. Yeah, so there's some, I like these, you know, like, what is it called, ritualistic, you know, like statues they put up everywhere. It has a very tribal and like feel, you know. The character I had ran a pawn shop, but my fellow players kept insisting it was a porn shop. Yeah, okay, I see that. Like, that's the kind of thing you know, the misunderstandings you have when you're playing a game.
I'm pretty far up.
Makes it more fun as well.
Must be around here somewhere.
Do what you want, but think about
This
the
must be one
shaman.
of the markers
No,
Naltuk told me about.
that's the interesting thing here. The ritualistic marker is optional. So, but I'll... Hello? No.
Looks like each marker points to another, giving directions.
Okay. Well, it's not really a
Guess I'm heading
puzzle.
deeper into the cold, creepy ice cave. Yep, focus can pick up the chimes. Should help me find my way. What's this chime for? To help guide the way with sound? If there's more, maybe my focus can find them.
So, okay, I was a little too... Like, I did this the first time, too. Like, I looked around and said there has to be something to do with your focus if you're searching for a way. So, but I guess they expect you to just blindly run in the direction of that light. And then, when you're there, it will give you the hint with the focus. Twitcher9118, thank you for the follow. Twitcher is is that like a play on words on The Witcher? That's actually a game I'll have to play as well. I actually own The Witcher 3 and at least one of the, I think like The Witcher 1 they gave away early on. Is there anywhere we can go? No, not really. Ah, but there's a wind chime here. I always have the reflex to go here and scan those, because that's what you did in Mass Effect Andromeda, and I'm kind of... No, you don't need to scan them. It doesn't even care. Yeah, so Twitcher could be short for The Witcher. Or it could be just a person on Twitch, of course, but I'm taking it that was the play on words you went for.
Okay, that way then.
Oh, shadows. Can we make like shadow figures or something? Shadow Aloys? No. Let's stay somewhere that away. Yeah, another word that I have problems with is turret. So like the things that Torbjorn quickly do deformed rabbit. Yeah. Because if you pronounce turret a little shoddily, then actually that away. Yeah. It sounds like turd, and yeah. Fecal humor always works on me. It looked like there was a hole there that we could fall into or something, but apparently there was just no snow there. Ooh.
Not this way. But then, where?
Oh, I went the wrong way.
I see. Up.
Oh, thanks. Oh, right. I guess the last time I did this, I didn't get lost here because I just had scanned and had seen that it was high up, so was looking for the wind chime. But I missed the free loot, I guess. A ritualistic thingy over there.
Stalkers. Better be careful.
And invisible machines.
Okay.
Yeah. Turrets fire poop. Right. Poop slinging turrets. The question is, should I try to attack these now? Because I actually unlocked the ability to shoot from up here. Whoops. Might want to hide a little bit here. Until they think the silly human is not a danger anymore. That guy over there still seems to be searching for me. But luckily his pathfinding is not up to the task, or he would have come around and found me or something. Or I guess they can't, no, because they can't cross the wires. But yeah, it actually seems like a good idea to... Where did they go? I don't like stealthed enemies. Well, I guess that didn't work out. I had hoped that I would get at least 1 or 2 of them. But now all I've done, I guess, is warn them so they're all stealthed now. Can I maybe trigger this one? Nope. It's a good proximity alarm. Okay, I guess we'll just have to go down and... Ah, there's one. I think that's the one we damaged. No, that wasn't the intention. That wasn't good either. That was really bad, actually. Because I didn't even manage to heal myself before they got me. Hate those things. It's okay. They don't like you either. Yeah, that turns out you were true. You were right. Okay, let's see where we spawn. Is this somewhere deeper in, but not very far? Hello? Well, I guess that's already turned on. Always that instinct of scanning. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about... Well, I guess I'll save that for later when we have more climbing to do. There's a wind chime. Oh right, this is the spot where, yeah, we go back. But let's just grab the loot here.
But then, where? Huh, I see. Up.
This labyrinth is... I'm not too much a fan of labyrinths, but here at least, you know, plot-wise it makes sense.
Better be careful. Okay, through here.
Can't see me. I have to say, with out of universe knowledge, there should be a third one that I haven't seen yet. Does it tell me? Come on, hold still so I can find your weaknesses. Tear. The mine launcher, yeah, it's all about tear for them, I guess. So then let's the tear arrow. Maybe I can place some traps down there. Oh, no! Oh, that was close. Oh, no. We found the way up here. That's not good. Whew. Okay, so I guess they're pathfinding. Oh, of course, because here they can walk up. The other way they couldn't get. Because they can't cross the wires. Okay. There you are. Okay, at least I got his shooty thingies. Okay, let's maybe set another trap here. Come on. I know you want to be shot by me. I want to be shot by you, just you. Nobody else but you. Okay, so I guess they disappeared. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty. I don't see you. That's not nice. But this is actually a nice spot for staking out these guys. One left. I'll have to go over there now and whoa, he didn't even blink. Okay. So the last one.
This isn't the way out. Some gear, though.
Yep. Oh, wait. What didn't it pick up? Didn't pick up the full health potion. So let's use one of those. And then we can fill up. One second, sneeze coming up. What are you saying? It's not a blink dog. Yeah. Okay. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Don't know where the last one went, which doesn't make me happy, really.
On we go. Hopefully out of this cave.
Okay, I guess I'll just walk here and maybe place this. The sound the shock wire made just scared me. Okay, let's place this here so that maybe let's trigger this and see if we can. Hello. Where are ye? Come out, wherever you are. That's not good. I guess I can just run around collecting loot, but at some point I would like to collect my traps. I think this is where I progress. Yeah, there's the wind chime. But I'm sure as soon as I collect all of these traps, that Stalker will come back. Last one. Oh well. As the saying goes... Oh, this is the last one. As the saying goes, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, apart from me getting lost. Which, you know, is normal. It's not a blink dog. Very bad D&D joke, I know. Oh, I haven't met blink dogs yet, so sorry. I fought a mimic though. It was nice because I had like a little before.
Cave. So what's next on this path?
There's our next thingy. Yeah. So shortly before I encountered my first mimic in a D&D game, I actually saw someone play, was it Dark Souls or the other one that is like that, Bloodborne? You know, one of those games that have a reputation for being incredibly hard, and it had a mimic in it, which was like a treasure chest with teeth. And so I had wait, what is in there? Rock. Okay, no, I don't think we can sell that or turn it into metal shards. Pretty area again. So anyway, and so when the DM oh, I think the bot filters links. I'd have to figure out how to turn that off for you. Yeah, I'm not sure if I know how to turn this off. I actually have link protection off. Huh. Oh, I think I have it on the channel level. And now I switched out the chat. Yeah, anyway, so, basically I was, like when the DM started describing it, I just went on my phone and Googled it and put it on a nearby TV where we were, like, in a meeting room of a company of one of us worked for. And so, I could actually show them, like, a picture of a mimic, and that was really fortunate. They were like, what the fuck? Okay, so it's telling me, go over the bridge, stupid. Nico, I'm your cousin, why don't you take me over the bridge? Okay. And
Looks like it needs to fill up with water before I can cross.
okay, yeah, so get ready for me to die a lot. Because this is crap. Whoa. Oh god. That was like the first time I fell down here a couple of times. Well, you don't die, you just hurt yourself a lot. So, and then you have to find the way around again, which is back there. And the first time I actually managed to get across, I like pushed a button extra and fell off here on the other side, and then had to walk around this outcropping and go back there and climb back up again. And, you know, find that way first. But I guess a little bit of practice helped here.
Around the bend we go.
Oh, by the way, something I wanted to mention before. This snow that you see falling when you run around, and those footsteps. Well, the footsteps are actually just sprays. So, like, if you've seen, you know, if you've played Overwatch, you have this spray that you can paint on the wall. And that is basically from the same mechanism that they use for footsteps. So basically they just paint something extra into the texture in this spot. And once you have that in there, you need it for things like footsteps, or, you know, if your weapon hits a wall, to show a scratch there for a moment. Just long enough until you turn away or something usually, and then they, you know, usually what they do is, like, many of these sprays are actually limited in number, so they just know, like, on the screen we've designed everything so that we can put 15 sprays on top of it, and they might not even be part of the texture sometimes. Sometimes they're just like a piece of cardboard that has that, or a piece of, you know, like transparent plastic that has that footprint on it, essentially, and they just stick it on. So it's just another polygon that's transparent on top of that. And they have, like, the first time I saw that was in Duke Nukem, when they had,
Now how do I cross this one? Down it is.
she gives a lot of hints here.
Down, then up.
Anyway, so, if you already have this mechanism for the footsteps, of course, it's easy in a game like Overwatch. And there's some more loot. There's some weird... Hey. Thing. Pigment. On its side. Okay, so we can get sets of those. Light-colored residue formed on old world metal. A pigment used for Banuk rock painting. Trade sets at Song's Edge for valuable rewards. Cool. Another collectible. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, so if you have that footprint mechanism already, of course, it's easy to, in a game like Overwatch, also use the same mechanisms to let people put sprays on the wall. And you know, it's just like you can give people hints, or you can just do something fun.
I need to pull the rope to move this thing into position.
So that's how the footsteps work. And the snow
We're just filling up.
dust that you should see when she runs around, or the, you know, like little bits of gravel that follow her. Those are basically, you could say they are attached to Aloy. So it's just when she makes a step, they add like these items to the animation, and it's like, I don't know, 5 rocks that they have that just spawn in that spot, bounce around a little with the physics engine, and then disappear again in the ground, as you see. And that's basically it. And so like if you walk through, like here they have, you see they made a mistake because it has the earth and rock that she's dragging behind her, where it should be snow, so they forgot to mark this terrain as it is snow, please leave snow when you run. Like in other spots previously we had snow dust show up there. Okay, so what did we do her? Well, we turned on this pipe over there, which now fills this thing, and so we do the same that we did before. We run when it comes down. Ah, crap. And see, I did it wrong, and I took some damage. I'm not sure whether it's a good time to try and entertain you. Or whether I should just shut up and concentrate. Oh. Got it. At least we can connect some health stuff. Okay, so there's a lot and a lot of climbing here. See, so this thing, where does it shine? Okay, need to get on that other side. But I want to go up there, can I? Hello. Yeah, like here you see, like it gives us like little snow dust, and basically that's just something attached to her feet. That's not actually them modeling the ground to do anything. Like her feet just basically disappear in the ground, and I'm not actually sure. These footsteps almost seem like they modify the ground a little bit. Like I told you, like how there are bump maps in a game. How do I get up there? No, I guess I don't. I guess that's just for sliding back down. Well, I guess then we just continue. I thought since there's some loot over there, maybe we could just walk over there. Perhaps I should concentrate on the run jump. Everyone's a critic. Typical. And I also should concentrate on not just running off the fucking bridges. This is like Star Wars all over again, you know? No railings and people falling to their death. That reminds me. Oh no, I've done slowly getting the hang of this, I think. Slowly. Okay, let's see. Anyway, yeah, not everything that seems like a bump in the floor actually is a bump in the floor. Sometimes it's basically something that's painted on in a way that tells it, okay, you know, treat it as if it was a little higher, like for lighting purposes or things like that. But it's the actual model underneath it is actually flat. Like those, like it might be like this is like on the border. It's a borderline case where, in some cases, you might model these wooden branches that the walkway is made of. That might just be one flat surface with essentially like wooden wood painted on, like wooden branches painted on it. You know, and told, you know, like the lighting, okay, when there's a gap between those, you know, do like your shading and highlighting. Or it could just be that they modeled those out. My guess is they probably modeled those out. Like at least the start and the end definitely looks like that. And the sides are, of course, because they're way too big. But like, for example, the snow, you know, it looks like it has little dimples in it and things. And those are usually just, are not actually modeled in. Oh, but, oh, you see, I can actually knock away snow, so they actually modeled something there. Wow. Okay, so that's more, than just modifying the bump map. Where should I be going, by the way? Back there. Okay, I'm on the right way. And anyway, so you can of course modify the bump map, is what I was saying. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. Where are we? That might have been the wrong way. I don't know. I don't actually remember how I got over there. Let's go up again. And see. The pipes are calling.
All the winters coming at once.
Oh right, this is just where I jump across, I think. Yep. Did I do something wrong?
Bergen wasn't exaggerating. There's definitely something new out here. And I don't think it's friendly.
Angry bear. Go away already? I wanted to scan you. Guess it's fortunate that they didn't show up when we went down there. Another chime. Another lighty thingy. So yeah.
Onward and upward.
Let's see. I guess that's a downslidey thingy. That's a technical term, by the way. Used by game programmers everywhere. No. Not really. Yeah, you and me both, Aloy. You and me both. Although I guess it's worse for you because you're actually there. I'm kind of the silence on your shoulder.
I can't spare the weight. It's pointing right towards those machine houses.
So yeah, pointing towards those machine howls. Anything I can scan. Interesting information. Okay, let's see. I guess we'll have to go down there. And instant death.
Gonna have trouble reaching that tower to override it.
Where is the big guy? Up there.
Stop. But I could override it.
Yes, I know. Just give me a moment to get my bearings.
I guess we're doing this, big boy.
Say it's optional. And he's stunned. So where do I have to? 100 meters over there, so I can probably run away.
Here they come.
I'm fast enough.
I should be able to get up there.
Yes. Okay. Can I get away? Celebrating a little bit too early, I think. Yeah, I think it just... No, still optional. The last time I basically ran into the Frostclaw by accident. There's like 2 spots you can get up on that platform, and one has like the climby bits on it. Is that the point for kill the Frostclaw? Go to the shrine. I think this one is the Frostclaw, okay. So, oh, I guess I need to get up there somehow. Is there another way? I might be slightly lost here. Ah, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And across, and there's Blue Gleam. Okay.
This must be the shrine Naltuk was talking about. Guess I should take some blue gleam.
Whew. So yeah, the bear is over there, or is there different kind of bearings you're looking for? Yeah, that was basically the bearing I was looking for. Thank you. Glad I don't have to do all the puns alone.
Frozen machine fluid.
Or frozen machine fluid. She's a bit snarky in this expansion. She's a lot... I don't know, that seems like, I don't know, maybe it's a different writer or something. And before that was like an aspect of Aloy was that some of her answers were kind of snarky like that. But, you know, you could just play it as respectful, which is what I did. But this expansion kind of seems to be taking the point of view that she's actually...
No space.
That she's actually snarky about all of this.
Past the shrine, up into the mountain. I'd better take those stairs.
Really? I have a fucking mission objective up there, you know? That's yeah, so still, you know, this game is great, and this expansion, I haven't played it much farther than this. When I tried it out, just wanted to get a general idea of where it was going, which we'll find out soon enough. And so it still seems, you know, it's very well made. The writing is pretty good. The personality, I feel, has slightly, you know, changed it towards the direction of oh, there's a ladder there.
A ladder pulled out of reach. By Rhea? Guess I'll have to find another way.
Okay, that explains. Doesn't explain how she got up here, but at least we'll explain the rest.
Maybe Rhea's inside.
She's also a lot colder. Yeah, maybe that makes her less conciliatory. That's a good point, Bones.
March 10th, 2046. I just spent 16 hours in here, trying to install upgrades to improve efficiency for the central processing unit. Project Firebreak is going to need the brain power. Let's just hope I'll have enough of my own. Anita stayed with me the whole time. We got a lot done, but every time she brushed by and I smelled her hair... Oh boy, I should just go to bed.
That's not professional working ethic. Hello? Anybody home? Hello?
Locked. Maybe my focus can help.
You know, I think like the locked would have been enough, you know. Like, I'm not sure, why are you reminding me of the focus? At this point, okay, there's something over there. Faulty data node, no response. Data flow cannot pass through this node. Okay, I guess that's what we are going to play with. What do you want me to do?
Looks like the door's wired to something over here.
Okay, that was what made it clear. Okay. That worked for me the first time, so I was kind of surprised that it didn't click immediately. I guess, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes you just get lucky playing a game and don't run into the bug. Lunchtime for you, Bones. Okay, then have a nice lunch. Yeah, I will be here half an hour more, then it's off to work for me. So have a nice lunch, and if I don't see you, then I hope you can entertain yourself with the VOD or something.
This is Director of Security Blevins resending the emergency supply order. Try reading it this time, okay? You weasels don't want me calling my people in SLC.
You weasels. Okay. I didn't catch that the first time, and the subtitles only say you weasels. Weasel, weasel, weasel. Weasel D and Weasel Dumb.
Director of Security Blevins is writing us like a petty tyrant. I can't even sneeze without triggering his control issues.
OMG, Blevins.
Those nodes on the floor must be connected to the door.
The door again. Okay, I've been hearing that some of our staff members are having trouble with our state-of-the-art, ultra-secure and absolutely necessary lambent orbicular door access. So here's the slow version again. The thingy in the middle is the source node. Turn it on. Yeah, I know, hard, right? Then you got to turn the other nodes so that the data stream containing your credentials gets back to the source. Some nodes are used to buffer corrupt or suspect data, so avoid those. Shouldn't be too tough because, you know, they're red. Like a stop sign. I'm guessing you were taught this in preschool, but with this crowd, who knows? Anyway, that's it. Get the data stream back to the source, and the door opens. It's really not that tough. But if you need me to, I'll hold your hand while you give it a try. Actually, scratch that. Do it yourself. I'm not going to touch your hand. That guy really has issues. Okay, so let's go for a swim in this electronic thing. Or, oh, I guess this is glass or something.
Something. What am I supposed to do with these lights?
There's a light over at the Frankenstein
flow of light.
place. Oops, wrong way.
All right.
Poof.
Let's see if the door's open.
That was easy. Okay. So, I mean, these puzzles are kind of okay. It's a little bit of a stretch, you know, to go like, okay, this guy was so paranoid that he built this huge security system. And, you know, like, imagining that everyone had to go around there and unlock that door this way. Kinda sounds weird. And also, you know, it's not that tough of a puzzle. Well, I guess it's the override at the start that we're doing. That is the harder part of the puzzle. And we've just got the simple part left. Because it says your credentials, and of course we don't really have credentials here. Wait, did I forget anything? Doesn't look like it, okay. Alrighty then. Let's keep going. I really have to learn to work these camera controls better. Just not used to it. Like I've had a few years now to get used to camera controls on PC. Although that might be exaggerating it. If you see a stream from me, this button, sorry. That I've played on PC, but it works differently because usually you control the view with the mouse, and that's pretty well, and then you just go forward, and here you have like all the sidewards walking and everything on the stick as well. Which means, you know, usually I point the mouse in the direction I want to go or I want to see, and then, you know, I sidestep with A and D on a PC, and here you actually walk to the side, so it's quite different, and I end up often, you know, like, because I'm used to just controlling the general direction with one thing, I tend to forget moving the I tend to forget to move the camera around as well. And as I said, there's a lot of climbing puzzles in this expansion here at the start. That was an interesting climb she just did there between the thing and the ladder. She was basically hanging in mid-air for a moment there. Okay, look around again. And also here looking around is a lot slower than it is on with the mouse, because in the mouse you have a little more fine control. Because, you know, there's just more room, you move it over, so they can give you...
Maybe I can get back inside through that structure over there.
Yeah, we can do that. Anyway, so a thing I wanted to mention earlier on and said I'd keep it for all this climbing is I changed my sound setup slightly. And what I did is, so I have so the PlayStation doesn't have an analog output. The PlayStation 4, I have at least that model. Maybe the first one I think had before they slightly modified it. And but what I do have is I have a screen attached to it that has an analog output. So the PlayStation will happily send its digital audio to the HDMI via HDMI to that screen, and then I have a jack socket to
Very cold. I get it.
So I have a jack output that works, that I can just plug in a jack cable, and I have one with two plugs, so that I plug into the microphone in of my PC. And then you can tell the PC to listen to this device for that microphone input, and so it will feed the PlayStation's audio after it has gone through the game capture device from my screen into the PC, and will play it back right there. Like audio pass-through is the technical term. And so I now have the PlayStation audio and the PC audio in my headphones. So that means I don't need... Before that I was actually wearing two headphones on top of each other. So I was wearing earplugs that were plugged into the screen and the actual headphones with the PC audio. So that means I have a much more comfortable headphone setup now.
Maria must be close. She has to be in here somewhere.
This is interesting. It looks like I will likely get to the point that I played to yesterday when I tried out this level. In the time we have. Attention all staff, it's with pride that I announce the completion of the first level of infrastructure on our primary facility. This compound will be the nerve center for our project and will require the team's continued best efforts to realize by the deadline. But even though there is much more to be done, you should be pleased with all you've accomplished so far. Please find attached a detailed plan for mustering out of the auxiliary space, which will serve as a contingency site as we proceed with the main facility. 90% of our personnel must be relocated by 5 p.m. Wednesday. If your name does not appear on the assignment list, please email Marisa with me in CC. Your dedication, talent, and intelligence remain daily sources of inspiration. Dr. Kenu Chao, Project Director. So we know now that there is a project, what was it called? Fire something or other? Which probably explains the smoke on the mountain. I guess this is where she sleeps. But we still don't know what they're actually working on. Really? Oh, come on. Can I not go through here? Come on, every other person could just crouch and go through. Why are you so dumb? There's no glass in there. We can see the snow going across it. Guess I'll go through here.
Someone hacked the menu board to display obscene messages about our colleague, Mr. Blevins. Is this the most advanced geological project ever undertaken, or a junior high locker room? Come on, people.
So, geological project. Question is, what do they do here? What did they do here? Bleep bleep.
I ask again, as I've asked 1,000 times. Speak to me. What more would you have me do? Is there no prayer that will reach you? No mark that will break your bonds? Ah! I can't help you if you won't speak! A whisper is all I ask. To guide me. Who? No. How? How did you get here? The way was sealed by the spirit herself.
I used one of these. I could show you.
Yes, show me. Please.
She's making big promises for me here. Okay.
But I'll bet the goal's the same. Get the light back to the source.
Yep, this one is bigger. So let's see, where does it... I think here is where it comes out. Oh, this one has something to say. Kenny Chow. As much as I hate the fact that Blevins installed lambent orbicular technology on the lower security door, I admit that for the auxiliary data center it makes sense, especially given our goals for the central processing unit. I'm sure you're painfully familiar with the process by now, but just in case you need to forward instructions to your team. To access the system, activate the source node in the middle, then manipulate the other nodes to direct the data stream with your credentials back to the center. Make sure to avoid the red nodes. They're used to isolate any corrupt or suspect data. I'm sure someday you'll thank Blevins for making our work so very, very secure. Well, it gave us a nice puzzle at least. I guess they're going for, well, if someone accidentally solved the other puzzle downstairs, you know, because you can brute force it pretty easily, then this will remind you how it works.
Kenny and I don't need to fight about the laundry, so instead we fight about incommensurability and restrictions on machine intelligence.
Right, incommensurability. Whatever that means. Animal figurine.
Figurine. He looked fierce for such a little thing.
It seems a little like there is a trader, in the city who buys sets of those figurines from us, and it makes sense, you know, like she says like, oh, people stole these figurines from the Banuk, or actually an exiled Banuk artist, I think, like put them up, and the Banuk realized they shouldn't have exiled him, but can't get him back, and so they really want to get those figurines back. So it seems kind of weird that we would steal it here in their homeland. Okay, let's see. This one has only one way to place it, because otherwise it wouldn't connect. So now this needs to connect. Turn clockwise. Okay. And now this needs to connect. Oh, wrong way. No, this is not working. Because this is now leading nowhere. Okay, so you can turn this, it was the long way around. Towards this, then turn this. Towards this. Oh, right, no, we don't want that. We don't want it to feed back into itself, so definitely that doesn't make sense either. I think the middle thing is fixed. Okay, so we have no other way but this way, I guess. I'll need to find out what I did wrong here. So this goes over there now. And this would stick out into nowhere land if I turned it another way. Like if I turned it like this, yeah, it would just not do anything. This I can't change either. Or maybe I can turn this? Oh, no, I don't think so. What am I doing wrong? I got it right the last time. And I can only turn this 2 ways where it will still connect. And that will redirect it back to where it came from. Oh wait, I can do this one. Let's try that first. No. Oh, but it has to go there. But wait, so that means if it has to connect to this one, there's only 2 ways. Let's just try this. Somehow this was easier the last time I did it. And so this would connect to this. Anyway, why doesn't this one? These has to have another position. Oh, this one I can set. No, I can't. Oh, but this one? I can set to this. Okay, now we're right, I think. Oh wait, no we aren't. Turn this one not this way, but this way. Okay, now I think we're getting somewhere. Yeah, now we've connected these. And now we turn this one counterclockwise. No, clockwise. Now it goes to this one. And now I can switch. Okay. It's about to be the end of the stream, but we can finish this puzzle. So you... Yeah, okay. Turn... Let's see, it doesn't really matter because it's... No, wait. Okay, now... Have to figure out, so if it goes in here it will go out there at best. I'm not close enough, so I'm switching my weapons. Okay. Luckily each of these only have 2 possibilities. I hope they don't make it more complicated. Well, I guess it would be interesting. I don't mind puzzles really. That should be the last one. Yay!
Auxiliary channel recovered. Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. Is someone there? Aurea? Aurea, I need you.
Authorized transmission. Return to scheduled task.
No, I will not submit. Aurea, the daemon is forcing me. Aurea, please.
Transmission terminated.
You brought the spirit's voice back. You heard it. The voice of the spirit calling to me from the heights of Thunder's drum. She was able to throw off the bonds of the daemon for a moment. Because of what you did. Who are you? And what do you want?
I'm Aloy. Naltuk sent me. He thought that you could use my help.
He was not mistaken. You've been a revelation. Now I know for certain that the spirit endures. Perhaps together we can find a way to set her free.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I came all this way for answers, and so far, I haven't heard any.
It seems to me that you are the answer. But of course, I'll tell you all I can.
You seem to have a history with this voice, this spirit.
She saved my life. Here, years ago, during the war with the Karja. A raid scattered my Werak. I was cut off, alone. I lured the enemy into the Rime Drifts, hoping to lose them in the mist, but they endured, so I took refuge in this cave. That's when I heard her voice. A wanderer. Lost, like me. A spirit of the blue light, yet sundered from it. She asked me for aid. She chose me. But I was in no position to help, not with the Karja after me. So she helped me first. By closing a door on the mountain below, one you must have opened to get here. Locked by means similar to those found in this room. It kept the Karja from reaching me. Safe from them. I was able to do as she asked.
What did the spirit want from you?
She said she was hurt. Incomplete. She needed bones. Parts not unlike what you'd find in a machine. They were here, in this room. She wanted me to bring them to Thunder's drum. So I did, and she showed me how to heal her. So began our communion.
You had a communion with the spirit?
Yes. Inside Thunder's drum is a room like this one, only larger, with an altar. I went there many times to speak with her.
What did she say?
She told me she was lost and needed my help. She asked questions about our lands, our tribe, and she listened. With patience, with wisdom. I told her things long kept silent about my family, my dreams, my fears. She never tired of me, never judged. We kept each other's company.
Aurea, what do you think the spirit is?
I see. You are not Banuk, and our songs are not familiar to you. You do not know of the blue light. That which struggles to survive in our hearts and animates the machines. The essence of life, and in its purest form. Harmony. As the anger of the machines grows, this light has faded from the world. And the spirits it sustains are stranded. That's what she is. A lost soul. Cut off from what it needs. Lonely. Forsaken. I must help her. We must.
I'm not sure if I understand. But I want to.
That's all I need.
The daemon. What do you know about it?
I spoke with the spirit many times. First here, then inside Thunder's drum. The last time... She told me she was under attack by something that could not be seen by mortal eyes. Something... evil. She named it the daemon, and said it needed her power to do what it willed. And she begged me for help, to find a way to destroy her, if necessary, to keep it from using her. That was 5 years ago. I didn't hear her voice again, until today.
What kept you from the spirit, after it begged for help?
I went to Artok, hoping he could protect her. But the war with the Karja still raged, and before I could reach him, I was ambushed by the Mad Sun King's kestrels and taken to Meridian in chains. I wasn't able to return to Thunder's Drum until long after the liberation, not until last thaw.
You said you returned to Thunder's Drum. That was the expedition that went bad. I saw the funeral.
Yes. Once there was finally peace with the Karja, Aratak and I gathered a Werak of great hunters to defeat the Daemon. And yet, the old door to Thunder's Drum was gone, replaced by a gate we could not pass, and many machines. We were crushed. Aratak called a retreat, but we had already lost our best. We abandoned them to the snow as we fell back. After, you and I could not agree on what to do next. So I came here, hoping against hope to hear the spirit again. And because of you, I did.
Bergren said you might know something about a man named Silence. That you may have had dealings with him at the Conclave?
When that name is spoken, secrets soon follow, or vanish, as the case may be. Why do you want to know?
He's done some terrible things. But he's also helped me when no one else could. I don't know as much about him as I'd like to.
I would imagine his aid is very powerful, but it will not come without cost. Unfortunately, I am sworn to an oath of secrecy by the Conclave on this matter.
I get that. But you and I are trying to help each other, right?
Yes, but I would be breaking an oath, and that I cannot do.
Let's see if I've got this straight. We heard two voices. One you call the Spirit, captured somehow by the one you call a daemon. Whatever this daemon is, it's related to the machines and why they've become more dangerous. I want to know how. Both the Spirit and the daemon are on a mountain, Thunder's Drum. So why don't we go there and figure out what it all means?
We can't. Thunder's Drum is dangerous, more than you can imagine. The daemon has secured it. Besides, Aratak won't let us go. As chieftain, he controls the pass to the mountain, and he can't be reasoned with.
Sounds like you need a new chieftain.
Ha! There's an idea that's certain to win us friends. Well, you said you were a hunter. And I'll wager you're not an ordinary one. It's not impossible, even for an outlander. And Aratak couldn't refuse the challenge if you were known among the Werak.
Wait, me? Challenge Aratak? I don't want to be chieftain of anything, much less a bunch of Banuk that don't want me.
But you want to go to Thunder's Drum, don't you? You heard the spirit. She is suffering, tormented by the daemon. She longs to be free. And perhaps, when released from her bonds, she can give you the answers you seek.
I can't believe I'm agreeing to this. Fine. What do I have to do?
Get the Werak's attention to show the worth of your claim. Win at the hunting grounds. Kill bandits that prey on the cut. Or speak to my friend Sakuli. You help her, you'll definitely get noticed.
Is there a tall neck in the area?
Yes, near the frost figures. But it's been frozen in ice for generations. What does that have to do with anything?
It'll help. Trust me. Maybe even more than I thought.
If you say so. Do all you can. When the time comes for you to throw your spear at Aratak's feet, I will be there to back your claim. Until then, I'll be here to answer any questions you have about the challenge. Oh, and one more thing. In the box over there is a weapon, like my own. Take it. You may find it useful.
Alrighty then. We've got our mission. We now have have 7 blue gleam, which is still not enough for the outfit we want, which is like, was it double or maybe almost triple? Okay, so we have to basically do reputation grinding, I guess. So it tells us complete a trial at the hunting grounds, clear out the bandit camp, talk to Sekuli, repair and override the tall neck. So we have a bunch of fun things to do, which we'll do on the next stream. Thank you for watching, and let's see who we can raid. And then we can do a quick raid and then finish. I hope you'll be coming along. Oh, Lady Kadashing is still on. Let's do that this time. Oh, wait. Need to do this for a while. Well, let's try. Raid. Lady Kadashing. So Lady Kadashing is doing a she's a variety streamer who does a bunch of, did I mistype this or did it work? Let's see. Yeah, she plays a bunch of games. Oh yeah, so we'll be rating. Good. She also does art at the moment. It's a creative stream.